Quer desenvolver os talentos da sua equipe e potencializar os resultados da sua empresa? Conte com a expertise do atendimento corporativo do Senac São Paulo, que já capacitou mais de 1 milhão de pessoas e profissionais de instituições públicas, privadas e terceiro setor. Construa uma equipe altamente motivada e capacitada e destaque-se no mercado. Entre em contato, acesse sp.senac.br/corporativo e saiba mais. Quer saber? Senac.
No high school or college football game would be complete without some anonymous goofster in a giant sweaty suit riling up the crowd. But when you look around, you start to realize that mascots are everywhere. Public utilities have mascots, small businesses have mascots, even gas stations have mascots. Not all mascots are created equal, though. So today on CityCast Las Vegas, I sit down with Nevada Current editor April Corbin Girnus and my co-host Sarah Lohman, and we talk about what mascots even do and which ones are the best and the worst mascots in Las Vegas. It's Tuesday, August 13th. I'm Dayvid Figler, and here's what Las Vegas is talking about. Straight up, you guys, why do we have mascots? Why not just like Flavor Flav going out there and pumping up the crowd? Why does it have to be someone in a big suit?
I mean, it's much cheaper. As a person who used to have to dress up in a mascot costume for my work.
Oh, wait.
So tell us about this experience directly, and then we're going to jump into mascottery.
Okay.
But where were you a mascot? And tell me about what the mascot was.
All right. I'm a Las Vegas through and through, but I did move away from Las Vegas for about 5 years after college, and I lived in Louisville, Kentucky, and I worked for the water district, the local water district in the city. And I was like a communications person. But at the end of that job description was this great little phrase that my boss liked to point out that says, "At other duties as assigned." And one of those duties...
So specific.
Yes, one of those duties was to dress up.
Yep, please.
As
Photo.
Tapper. He was a cup of water.
Wow.
Who also who promoted, drinking healthy water and water safety and like all sorts of things or whatever. So it was a big giant cup. So I can boast that, which is why I'm very passionate.
I mean, it looks a little like a vanilla shake. Maybe
he's blue, Dayvid. Okay.
But you weren't also at like a sports game being like, let's go. Or I guess mascots don't talk. They're also usually silent. Or they're actual animals.
Oh, they are usually silent. That's a very interesting component of mascots.
Oh.
Yeah, it's all has to be, it's like clown-based. You love clown-based antics and mime-based and things like that. And the auditions usually mean you have to, I mean, some of us didn't have to audition like April, but like you have to like kind of be able to do a bit with your body.
I mean, but it is often a weird character, but sometimes it's a more mundane or normal. The job is to get the crowd pumped up. I guess it makes it more fun. Well, let's get to our own nitty gritty, if you will, and have a tournament of local mascots. And I think the best way to do this is to give our favorites in different categories, and then maybe we could just sort of sort through the winners. So let's start with high school. Now, I know, Sarah, you didn't go to high school here, but you're probably aware of the 2,000 to 3,000 high schools that exist within the Clark County area.
All their mascots in a binder under my bed.
Yes. But April did go to school here. And so,
yes, did you?
What's the best high school mascot? And April, you can't use the Las Vegas Wildcats. I'm going to exclude my high school, and you have to exclude your high school.
What?
Unless objectively you can make the case.
We did not agree to these terms prior to me.
I just want to keep it fair. I want to keep it unbiased.
Oh my goodness. Hold on. Go
if
somebody
you need a
else
minute to
first.
think.
I need a minute to think.
Okay, I have done some research because obviously high school mascots, I'm like, what? We were the Highland Hornets back in Ohio. but I did do some asking around, and I was informed to contradict your idea that they cannot just be people. The Las Vegas Academy of the Arts elects a student to be their mascot every year.
Oh, that's silly.
This is what I was told, but then I've Googled it and I found no evidence of it, so I don't know then what the student does. If you don't accept that, since I couldn't find evidence of it online.
Was Matthew Gray Gubler the mascot, perhaps, of the Las Vegas Academy?
Like, I'm very confused. I tried to go deeper into research. My other alternative is one of my friends went to Silverado, and she said that their mascot was the Skyhawks.
Yes.
Which she said they always joked was as opposed to the Groundhawks. I thought that was funny.
Okay, April, you've had time.
You know what? I live near. I'm not to out myself to your listeners. I live near Silvestri Middle School, and they're the Sharks. Which I always think it's really great when schools pick something that has absolutely nothing to do with Vegas. Like, that is so not at all Las Vegas. That, like, there's no sharks here or anything. So I appreciate any of the schools in Clark County that are totally random and have nothing to do with anything. So the Silvestri Sharks will be my pick.
All right. Well, can we just settle then the best local high school mascot? Probably the Skyhawk, because I think it's just a ripoff of the Seahawks.
What is the Skyhawk as opposed to the Groundhawks?
Yeah, I love it. All right. How about, this is a little easier because we have so many professional and semi-professional sports teams in town. What's the best sports team mascot?
I would nominate Buckets, the Las Vegas Aces, black-tailed jackrabbit. And according to his bio, in case you haven't looked up the Las Vegas Aces Buckets bio, he goes by the nickname Hair Jordan and Hair Razor. So we love a good pun. His favorite movie is Space Jam, obviously, and his favorite musical artist is Bad Bunny, obviously. So it's very cool. And if you have not partaken,
hang on. Buckets is clearly a woman. Not all mascots are male.
The bio uses his, so that's
ridiculous. I'm pretty sure the Buckets has like boobs in person.
Well, what does it look like? I'm going to go with it for right now. But what does this mascot look like? Because I have not been, sadly, to a Las Vegas Aces game.
Oh, that is sad.
I know.
They are a bunny in a Vegas Aces jersey, and they do antics. And why would there be a male mascot for our female team? Las Vegas Aces. What's going on?
Men have been making women into mascots for centuries. So, you know what? Role reversal, okay?
Then you know what? We should need to hypersexualize this rabbit for sure.
Oh, gosh. I don't.
I'm not above
now we're moving into furry territory, which is completely a different topic.
It's not. There's, I feel like, a very narrow crossover.
All right. Sarah, let me hear who your favorite local sports team mascot is.
All of my mascots are love-hate because I kind of hate all mascots. They're bizarre. So the DC baseball team, the Nationals, one of their things is they do like the presidential race. And it is these people with like normal human legs sticking out the bottom of these gigantic like president just heads, like these huge heads that go down to their thighs. And it is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. These tiny kicky legs running below these giant heads. So you would think that I would love Raider Rusher, the mascot of the Raiders, but for some reason he is absolutely horrifying. I think because his whole body, his whole person is more integrated into the costume. You're familiar, April, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And I was going to ask the category of those that we despise, so you've kind of jumped the gun on me, Sarah.
But I hate him, but I love it for how weird it is. And I have done some research. It actually is a character from a NFL Nickelodeon joint production called NFL Rush Zone. And it's supposed to be a child that is like the Raiders' child. Anyway, the whole idea is to get kids more involved in football, which I don't love.
I thought you were going to say get them more involved in bizarre mascot
and mascottery. So
worship.
It's the first time a character from that show has been used as a real life person.
It came to life. It was like the Pinocchio of mascots.
And somehow, much like Pinocchio, it's scarier as a real human boy because it is just an angry head with legs sticking out the bottom. It like suggests a torso. It suggests that it's just a swollen head. I really don't like it. Why isn't it a pirate? But also I like it because I like not liking it.
You know, I've warmed up to Chance, the Gila
The
monster.
rapper? Oh.
Well, Chance the Rapper too, but Chance the Gila monster. So, like the Golden Knights, the Vegas Golden Knights have a couple of different mascots, including a literal golden knight. But Chance the Gila monster, at first I was opposed to him because I don't see a lot of Gila monsters. And I guess that they are technically indigenous, but they're not very abundant.
They
And I
don't
thought
like
that was a
us
weird choice.
either.
But I like Chance. I like his slick black hair. Whoever the actor is who portrays Chance does a great job, really gets the crowd into it, and is kind of fun to be around. So Chance is my favorite. All right, let's move on to the best mascot for a government or a public entity, because they're all out there. Do you have one, April?
Yes, I decided that we could do mascots of all time, not currently used mascots.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Fair.
would like to propose a retired mascot. I would like to propose Southern Nevada Water Authority's Deputy Drip. That will be a throwback for anybody who remembers this. If you are listening to the podcast, you can pause it right now and go to YouTube and type in Frank Patton Deputy Drip commercial. And a video will show up. It's a video of a commercial that aired back when I was a kid. And it shows Deputy Drip. He's a giant water droplet with cowboy boots and a sheriff's badge. And he goes around telling people about water enforcement laws. Kind of like, if you remember more recently, Ryan Reeves doing the SNWA commercials where he like comes and says he's gonna like body check you or whatever. Like, same concept, but this guy's a giant water and it's great. He's fantastic. Please Google him.
All right, Sarah, who's your favorite government
Well, it's also
mascot
water
or a
related.
public entity?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
from, I know, isn't that a strange coincidence? So it's the Clark County Regional Flood Control District's mascot, Dranger Danger, of course. Another mascot that I
Oh,
absolutely
God.
love
This again?
to hate. This always, because it's monsoon season. You've seen him on the billboards. Also, I have to keep talking about it because my first 2 years here, I keep bringing up and be like, what is that thing? People are like, we don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing there. Felt like a fever dream. It's real. So you've seen the billboards. Definitely you can go online and Google. You might even have seen the television commercials. I rewatched one recently. I forgot about a 30-second spot that actually contains an It reference where he's talking to a child out of a drain and try to convince him to go into the drain and like releases a red balloon. Like it's an unmistakable reference to It.
On so many levels, this is wrong.
This mascot is designed not to hype up a crowd, but to scare the ever-loving shit out of children. Yet, strangely, there is also, okay, so you know how the fortune-telling machines are made in Boulder City, like Zoltar?
Yes, the Zoltars.
They made a custom Danger Dranger fortune-telling machine. It resides at the Children's Museum, and it will give you fortunes. I have one to read that a friend got, and the fortune she received was always take the high road, flood channels and storm drains are no place to play. So again, confusing whether he wants to lure you into the storm drain, but I guess it's like scare you out of the storm drain.
That's horrifying. I'm going to look that up.
A benevolent demon.
Yep.
Well, I'm old school. I love Mojave Max. I like when a version of Mojave Max shows up at a public event. And I guess that's for Springs Preserve.
Yeah.
I love Mojave Max when Mojave Max shows up. But recently, my heart was stolen when we had the Conservation Lands Foundation on the podcast, and we were introduced to the Spokes Pebble, the face of the Respect, Connect, and Protect campaign. Just so adorable in a sort of Marcel the Shell kind of way, just a little high-pitched, totally earnest little pebble.
I'm looking at images. Spokes Pebble is actually really cute.
Well, that will be the one that turns you, Sarah.
It's totally cute. It looks like an arts and craft project that I could handle, and yet it came to life. Whoever's voicing it, and apparently it was a big like national secret, like we weren't allowed to know who the actress was, does a great job. I just love that. And to me, that's what a mascot does, is like it makes it memorable. It makes it like something sort of like, okay, I'm not just being like lectured at, I'm being lectured at with a little bit of love. And that's nice.
It's really sweet.
All right. So if we have to pick one Uber mascot, like the best mascot of all the mascots, whether we've mentioned them yet or not, in the city of Las Vegas, and I will even expand it to Southern Nevada, is there one mascot, I'll just say this, living or dead, that is the best mascot of all time?
I'm going to give it to Terribles. The gas station, convenience store, former casino.
The old-timey mustachy guy.
Their mascot, if you're unfamiliar, is the cowboy dude with like this iconic handlebar mustache.
I assume that was Mr. Terrible.
His name is Mr. Terrible or Bad Guy, apparently, according to the Wikipedia page. I've always assumed his name was like Herbst. But fun fact, in 2021, he was the answer to a Jeopardy question. The question was, known as the best bad guy in the West, he represents a convenience store. And the answer was
Terribles.
Mr. Terrible. Terribles. So iconic. Clearly, Jeopardy understands this. He's made it to the national scale. It's but it's a local thing here. So I have to give it to Mr. Terrible.
Okay, mine isn't maybe quite as local, but it's really, again, bizarre. Do you remember the Western Exterminator Company on Industrial? April's already laughing.
Yes.
It's closed, but the mascot remains on the sign, and it is a black and white sort of like, I think he's supposed to be like a 19th century, like funeral, like mortician guy. He's top hat, full 19th century suit, pinstripe pants. And I cannot tell if he's either shushing the bug that he is leaning over to talk to or if he's touching the side of his nose, like he has a secret. He's another version of Death. And anyway, behind his back is a giant mallet, which I assume he's going to use to squish the target bug in question. Oh, and he's also got dark sunglasses on, dark round sunglasses. Anyway, I do think it's another version of Death that haunts our valley, along with Danger Dranger. So let's talk about death-related mascots. There's a lot.
I also don't want to sleep on the Carpeteria Genie.
So wait, what?
Now, this goes way back. Way back.
Before our time.
But there used to be on Charleston a carpet store, and they had a statue, a giant statue of a genie, which is probably very culturally problematic, holding up the sign that said Carpeteria. And there was a jingle and there's a whole thing. Yeah, the Carpeteria Genie.
Hey, it's in the American Sign Museum now.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
So there, yeah.
Oh, there was another one in the Bay Area too. So it's been preserved.
And
nice.
Speaking of inappropriate, we had to retire them, mascots. I do have to say my other favorite one personally, despite perhaps being problematic, is Hey Reb. May he rest in peace. UNLV.
You got a thing for mustaches.
I do. I have a thing for mustaches.
This has become abundantly clear in this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
You stick a mustache on a mascot, and all of a sudden you got April Corbin Girnus' heart.
What if the whole mascot was the mustache? Now we're talking.
But I'm just saying, Hey Reb, arguably, people argued he was the tribute to the West. I get it, as a symbol of the Confederacy to a lot of other people. And obviously we retired him. We understand. But he was the mascot in what is probably UNLV's best era, definitely in terms of sports and all of that. And he's an icon, and I miss him every day. Apologies.
I have to admit, he looks less problematic. Oh, he did used to have a gray hat. Yeah, so over the years, they took away the Confederacy references.
Oh, there's a whole backstory there, and I don't even know we have enough time to get into it, because it was an answer mascot, which is also another thing, because there was a mascot from University of Nevada, Reno. Yeah. There's so much going on there.
Okay.
It was a lot.
We were never in the Confederacy.
All right, let's end this way with a rapid fire. CityCast Las Vegas, beloved. Thousands of people listen to us every day. We don't need a mascot to hype up the interest in this podcast. And yet, if we did have one, who would be, or what would be, our best mascot?
I think the primary question is who would be in the mascot outfit, but now we've answered that. It's April Corbin Girnus.
It's April, because it's in her contract to be a commentator on her.
You didn't read
You didn't read the fine print. It says, and anything else we ask you to do.
Other duties as assigned. Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, so what is the
volunteer.
mascot costume for CityCast?
What's the vibe we're going for? I feel like Sarah wants to scare children.
You want to get more people to listen to CityCast.
Oh, you want more?
I don't want to I don't want to scare children. I would like something kind of weird and Twin Peaksian that is not scary. So I'm thinking we're going to be the fighting mics, like microphones, but I don't want the microphone to have like an anthropomorphized face. I want it to have big, strong arms that come out the side and skinny little legs that come out at the bottom, but otherwise it's just a large, very detailed microphone with no face.
And will there be a spit guard in front of it?
Oh, our wind guard? That's, yeah, like as a fashionable hat. Like a racing hat.
Okay, so the fighting mics. What do you got, April?
I think you guys are, myself excluded, really cool. Maybe something, cool. I feel like you got to lean into Vegas because it's somewhat, it's the name and all of that. Maybe like a cocktail shrimp.
Oh.
Yes.
Nice.
Or like a...
It could be saucy.
Could be saucy. I don't know how you work that into a costume, but we could do it. It could be
again,
done.
in my head, shrimp, armless this time, no arms, just sexy legs coming out the bottom.
But the tail?
The tail goes on the back, but the legs sort of come out the side, and they're definitely in like heels and sexy shrimp.
Sexy cocktail shrimp. I'll do that.
Because it's like cocktail.
And their shoes could be like little paper mache shredded lettuce.
Oh, I was thinking like red sparkles, like a kind of showgirl.
I just think that a personality that embodies Las Vegas and who really just brings joy wherever they go would be the perfect city cast. So I want to create a giant Flavor Flav costume. And then in the clock space, it would be the CityCast logo, would be the face of the clock. And it's always time. But I would really love to get Flavor Flav to get into the Flavor Flav suit.
Well, I know a guy who knows him. So
yeah,
maybe.
I mean, that's a real pipe dream. But I think that would be the ultimate CityCast Las Vegas mascot would be Flavor Flav in a Flavor Flav mascot outfit.
Would Flavor Flav be open to wearing a shrimp costume?
Now we're talking.
Cross.
Because I do think
let's
I know
make
he does have a penchant for things that are in the water, whether it be a red lobster or a women's water polo team.
I think to tie it together, though, the faceless shrimp head needs to be wearing podcaster headphones, and then it will be clear who they're the mascot for.
Well, what a survey we have just committed to with regard to the mascots of Las Vegas. April Corbin Girnus and Sarah Lohman, thanks for mascot talk on CityCast Las Vegas.
Yeah,
anytime.
I'm already working up plans for this shrimp costume.
That's all for today here on CityCast Las Vegas. If you enjoyed the show, tell a friend. That's the best way to spread the word. We don't need no hype. Rate the show too. Leave us a review and subscribe to our morning newsletter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Till then, stay lucky.